those institutions that have advanced the most. On the challenge of markets, I had mentioned a couple of weeks ago that Apple is partnering with the Central Africa Business Energy Forum, CABEF, to promote one of the most ambitious energy infrastructure projects in Africa, the Central Africa Pipeline System, CAPS. This game-changing pipeline infrastructure project shall integrate and energize the national economies of 11 Central African states by providing easy means of transporting crude, white products, and gas through pipelines. Similarly, similar projects have been executed in West Africa, the West Africa Gas Pipeline Project, through Nigeria, through Benin, Togo, and others, and now going to Senegal and Morocco. In addition to this is the Trans-Sahara Gas Pipeline and others. Now, to the proliferation of energy events on the continent.
Good morning, Adesuwa. It's great to have you on the show.
Good morning, Abby. Nice to see you this morning.
Right, same here. Well, great package there now, but based on these conversations that have ensued so far at the Oil Week, how are African countries hoping to collaborate together?
Well, one of the main ways is, of course, the Africa Energy Bank, which we did touch on briefly yesterday, which is being led by the APPO, the African Petroleum Producers Organization, and Afrexim Bank. Now, apart from the Energy Bank, apart from finances, there's also infrastructure. Now, the Minister of State for Energy from Ghana yesterday spoke about sharing infrastructure, sharing knowledge when it comes to technology, but we also have very ambitious infrastructure projects. And of course, one of the most ambitious, if not the most ambitious on the continent right now is the Nigeria to Morocco gas pipeline. Now that pipeline might be able to connect with the Maghreb-Europe pipeline, which means that Nigerian gas could be going directly to Europe. Now that pipeline crosses through more than 10 African countries, including Guinea-Bissau, Ghana, Togo, Benin, the Gambia, all the way to Morocco. And I was able to speak to the Minister of Petroleum Resources from the Gambia earlier today, Honorable Juwara, who spoke about the importance of this infrastructure project, the importance of the pipeline. But beyond that also, he spoke about the importance of collaboration among states, particularly Western African states. Now, nearly 50% of West Africans are not connected to electricity. Energy poverty on the continent is bad, but particularly in sub-Saharan Africa and particularly in Western Africa.
Yeah, it certainly is. And, a very monumental project that you mentioned, that's the Nigeria-Morocco pipeline.
The 5-day regional workshop for the review and validation of the host government agreement of the African Atlantic Gas Pipeline Project is underway in Lagos State, Nigeria. The project, which is sponsored by the Economic Community of West African States, seeks to connect gas pipelines from Nigeria and other West African countries to Morocco and eventually to the rest of Europe. Key players say the project will bring immense economic growth and investment for Nigeria and the African continent. Recall that in June 2018, Nigeria and the Kingdom of Morocco signed 3 agreements, which includes a regional gas pipeline providing gas to countries in West Africa's sub-region that extends to Morocco and Europe.
It's a project that is aimed at bringing in investment, growth in the region, economic growth, social growth, employment, security, investments and all. It's aimed at taking gas through pipelines, over 5,000 kilometers pipeline or 7,000 kilometers.
African Atlantic Gas Pipeline, if you wish, it was before the Nigeria-Morocco gas pipeline. And then we have the study for the extension of the West Africa gas pipeline for ECOWAS. And then the head of states decided that it should be merged in one unit project. So this project has a lot of benefits for the region.
Laudable project that is very good for our country. With the gas resources we have, we don't have any reason to be poor as per energy security. And so every hand is on deck so that we can make this a reality. It is something good not only for Nigeria but for African continent.
opportunity, as the Honourable Minister mentioned, but we must then find a use for it. And so transportation is a key use of it. So it's strategic. Beyond that is that the strategic nature of natural gas. I mean, this is the reason why even international politics, you look at what is happening between Russia and Ukraine, is basically natural gas war. So natural gas is very key for Nigeria to also project our power in the region. The gas pipeline to Morocco and cross the border to Europe. It is important that Nigeria take on and develop our local industry based on gas.
How far? What's the update now on the commercialization plan for gas?
Yeah, the plan is ongoing. Commercialization of gas. Number one, we've talked about what the NUPRC is doing in commercializing the flare gas. Beyond that, LNG is equally engaging other countries that comes in and take advantage of our gas. Still on gas issue, when the president signed a document with the president of Equatorial Guinea. So we are on track to commercialize our gas within the country and within the region of Southwest. When the western part of Africa, you think about recently, that is done with Togo, Ghana, and Benin Republic. We are extending to Morocco, as you have been hearing about the gas pipeline. These are all ways of commercializing our own gas natural resources because we have it in abundance.
The historical ties between Morocco and Burkina Faso have been characterized by mutual respect and collaboration, rooted in a shared vision for Africa's advancement. Both nations have championed South-South cooperation and intra-African partnerships as key drivers of progress on the continent. President Ibrahim Traore's advocacy for regional integration and stability aligns well with Morocco's diplomatic objectives, making him a natural ally in advancing shared interests. The endorsement of Traore by King Mohammed VI takes on added significance.
The international tournament is expected to attract millions of fans from around the globe, necessitating significant infrastructure upgrades across all three host nations. Morocco, in particular, will require substantial investment in new infrastructure, with the development of a robust and efficient train network being paramount to ensuring the seamless movement of players, officials, and spectators between the various host cities. Morocco has announced plans to acquire 168 trains and expand a critical railway line it launched in 2018, marking another crucial step in the country's preparation for the 2030 World Cup. What high-speed railway line is going to connect Morocco to Spain so quickly, and what are its specifications? Also, which vital railway line is Morocco going to expand as part of additional preparations to develop transport infrastructure ahead of the 2030 World Cup? It offers faster travel times, often rivaling airplanes for shorter distances. This not only reduces travel time, but also boasts environmental benefits due to lower emissions and energy consumption compared to cars and planes. If the Europe-Africa-Gibraltar Strait Fixed Link project proceeds, the goal is to have it completed by 2030. If the Europe-Africa-Gibraltar Strait Fixed Link is built successfully, it will connect to the Moroccan side through Morocco's high-speed rail network, popularly known as the Al-Borak. Morocco boasts Al-Borak, the first high-speed rail system on the African continent and among the few of its kind worldwide, officially inaugurated in 2018 by King Mohammed VI. Spanning 323 kilometers and managed by the National Railway Company, ONCF, the link would demonstrate a significant leap in infrastructure capability. Beyond the immediate World Cup benefits, the link would solidify Tangier's position as a major continental and international hub, boosting its economic strength. Transportation times, costs, and logistics bottlenecks would shrink dramatically, fostering trade and travel throughout the region. Beyond local implications, the project also holds economic and strategic significance at the continental levels, bridging Europe and Africa in ways that promise lasting positive impacts. Your perspective matters. What do you make of the high-speed Casablanca-Madrid rail project set to link Africa and Europe ahead of World Cup 2030?